Here's our next group of candidates. These two gentlemen are challengers for the council at large position. And we've got Justin Hurst and we have Jay Latorre. Okay, gentlemen, it's going to be the same thing as the others. I'm first going to ask you, why are you running? Justin, why are you running, man?
First of all, thank you, Focus Springfield. Thank you, Ray Berry, for everything that you're doing for the community and encouraging civic life here in the city of Springfield. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Justin Hurst. Served on the city council for 10 years. In 2019 and 2020, I was the president of the city council. 2 years ago, I ran for mayor of Springfield. Unfortunately, we fell a little short, but I knew I had a lot to continue to give back to the city of Springfield. So I'm running to continue to be that stable voice and that advocate that's pushing back against the status quo and speaking out on the issues that really matter to the residents of Springfield most.
Thank you. Jay.
Thank you so much, Mike. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for being here and getting engaged and being part of the process. Mike called me Jay. My name is Juan Latorre. My friends call me Jay, and I consider you all my friends, so it's great to be here. You know, I'm a lifelong resident of Springfield, and I'm proud to be from Springfield. And I want everyone in Springfield to be proud of where they're from because we have an incredible city, we have amazing schools, we have first-rate amenities, incredible restaurants, and a lot of wonderful things in our city. But time and time again, I've found that my fellow residents feel disconnected. They don't feel part of the process. They don't feel heard. They're concerned that they can't continue to afford to live here, and they're unsure of whether or not Springfield's the right place for them. And I want to do everything I can to assure them that Springfield is the best place for them.
Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you, gentlemen. Okay, so our first number is
number 1.
Okay, number 1. This is a long one, guys. Springfield College made a payment of just $4,049 to the city of Springfield last fiscal year as something known as a pilot or payment in lieu of taxes. Our current pilot agreements are decades old and very small dollar amounts. Would you support renegotiating these contracts with large entities for additional city revenue to alleviate rising costs on individual homeowners? We're going to go with Jay first.
Thank you, Mike. Well, this one's right up my alley. I've had the pleasure of serving on the pilot subcommittee for more than a year. And we have to remember with nonprofit entities that they are our partners in the community, but you might be surprised to know that almost 30% of the land in the city of Springfield is owned by nonprofits that pay no taxes to the city. And yet they use essential city services like police, fire, EMS, water, and more. And for the city of Springfield to grow and to provide relief both to our existing businesses and our taxpayers, it's important that our partners in the nonprofit sector join us. So yes, I would absolutely support that. The city needs a robust pilot policy. We've only got about 19 million of that total valuation participating in pilots out of about 4 billion total in assets. We got to work with them. We can do better.
Thank you. Justin.
The answer is yes, and we actually should have revised the policy a long time ago. At the end of the day, when I go from house to house and I go from business to business, continuously talking to voters, everybody's talking about the rising costs, whether it's taxes, whether it's about putting food on the table, or whether it's about utilities. Everybody is struggling to make ends meet. And when you start to think about these organizations and these colleges and these health centers that are, that are not paying their fair share in taxes, it gets extremely frustrating. And when you're on the council and you're constantly fighting for lower taxes, lower taxes, lower taxes, and you realize that these schools and medical facilities are not paying their fair share, that's a problem. And so absolutely I would support it. We need to do something about it yesterday.
Okay, so we'll come up with our next question.
Question number 8.
Number 8. I like this phrase in this question. This was one of our submitted questions. With the silver tsunami imminent, You like that? All of you older folks like me? Silver tsunami imminent. How do we protect local businesses from being bought up by finance and leaving our communities forever when the owners retire? Because obviously there's a lot of vacant businesses. We hear stories all the time about businesses leaving. So as the older residents leave, maybe retire, how do we ensure that maybe these businesses survive? I'll give that first to you, Justin.
Appreciate the question. So first of all, I'll take it from the standpoint of we need to make sure that we're investing in our small businesses. We need to realize that our small businesses are our number one employer here in the city of Springfield. We need to understand that our small businesses are the heartbeat of our city. And so unless we're investing in our small businesses, that means that we're going to have a number of individuals who ordinarily would have been able to take advantage of some of these jobs that these small businesses would offer that are not able to do so. So at the end of the day, we need to make sure that our large anchor institutions are buying supplies from some of these small businesses. We need to make sure that we, as the city of Springfield, are doing the same. We also need to make sure that our contracts, our municipal contracts, are going to support these small businesses so that they can turn into medium-sized businesses and large businesses and ultimately survive for the long run.
Thank you. Jay.
Great question. You know, there are groups out there that are actively working to help ensure that business owners that are ready to retire have a plan to sell their businesses to a next generation, whether it be someone in their family or someone in the community that wants to pick up that business and continue to run it. And I think there's an opportunity for our economic development department in the city of Springfield to take part in that. I think sometimes in the city of Springfield, our economic development approach is to kind of sit back and wait. You know, we wait for Boston to say that they're going to bring a casino here, or they're going to, you know, bring CRC, or, you know, the federal government's going to help with Union Station. And I think we need to do a lot more to be proactive. So I think there's an easy solution to that. I think our economic development department needs to put out a clear message and say, if you're ready to sell, let's work with you and connect you.
All right, gentlemen, you're off the hook. Another group of candidates up here. Thank you.